Hooray, we'll have clean clothes. I guess I can continue this. Interesting. When you were the one who engineered her escape, I was just following special orders from the Bureau. Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your replaced eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood. Order! Order in the court! Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. What? Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. A frightening and sorrowful sight. I had arranged to meet for a slight late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes.
What did I miss?
It was a tearful and sorrowing event that she witnessed the guy shooting.
Oh, us.
Shooting the victim.
Terrible. Yes. Tragic. Ugh.
Fearful.
I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. This is a condemning testimony and... No, I don't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Objection!
Quiet! Give me my water.
Yeah, you're probably gonna need it.
Quiet, you filthy wretch! Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard, and look at this snow-white angel! I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine those whose words the court is going to believe.
You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn. But he's so annoying. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before, and reported back to the Bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of the last two witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm.
Except everywhere. anywhere on that outfit if she wanted to.
Got it in one.
Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot.
There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witness's own words on the matter. That's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could... Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. You're right about that. Which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere.
In
Yes.
her big hat.
That's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. Yeah, she understands Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. Hey.
Sorry.
The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only, a beefsteak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously couldn't you go back to the last statement and press?
Yeah.
So you can go left and right to go backwards. Cute. I'm dressed exactly the same way as you are, except for the flapping red ribbons. Well, okay. Let's go.
Exactly, I can't.
Well, I see an inconsistency, but, I mean, like, we can't do anything with it. Yeah, there we go. It's telling us what I already wanted to do. Blech.
Press here.
That or the next one. You can do both, probably.
Yes!
Hey! I wasn't directing that retort for you. I was directing it at the lady. But anyway, as I said, I did not argue with the...
Professor.
I'm afraid your words are in vain. Sorry? Miss Brett does not appear to speak Japanese.
No, of course not. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyway. English is the future. We must all
Supiku Ingarishu. Supiku Ingarishu. We must all speak English. God. Bet the localization had a field day with this portion of the game. I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of a beautiful woman, Well, that beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. I have to find something that will unravel her testimony, no matter how unseemingly significant it may be. Anyway, it seems that after the argument, the accused briefly returned to his own seat. That part ties in with what you said, doesn't it? Yeah, I still had some coffee to drink. Why are you drinking coffee in a restaurant, you dumbass? The next time you got up after that was when I'd finished my coffee and stood up to leave. Yeah, let's do that. Press on that.
Yes!
Like I said, I did not shoot that gun. And like I said, there's no point in repeating that assertion over and over. Well, I wasn't expecting to be attacked by my own side.
Nevertheless, defendant, you can't deny that when the shot rang out in the restaurant, you had a gun in your hand.
Well, yes, that's true, but all I did was pick up the gun I saw on the floor next to the professor as I was leaving the restaurant. In fact, yes, there was someone much closer to the victim than me at that time. The highly suspicious lady in the...
That will do, you dirty, rotten scoundrel!
Dirty?
Your baseless accusations could very well cause an international incident, boy.
It seems to me that your accusation is just as baseless as ours.
Cha-ha-ha! What nonsense!
The lady is merely stating what she saw. And this is already an international incident as far as I'm concerned, anyway.
Should I press that?
I mean, you can just press everything.
Yes!
It's all very well saying that, but can you prove it? Absolutely. I verified it personally. What? You verified it? Yes, immediately after the incident, I checked to make sure the lady was not carrying a weapon. I distinctly remember her saying, "I'm not." That's all you did? You just asked her? Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector. No. Why on earth not?
The honorable English gentlewoman clearly stated that she did not possess a weapon. There was obviously no need for any further probing into the matter,
You guys, dudes, come on. Or, there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps?
Think what you will. But if you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, and the prosecution demands that you support your assertion with facts...
In other words, he wants evidence. Ugh. The lady wishes to point out that, of course, she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation, but she was in a hurry to give a presentation at the university, so she was compelled to leave. Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of there. Not get her out of there. I just urged her to leave. The lady would like to point out that she is in no way meant to run away from the scene of the crime. Which is why she is only too happy to cooperate and testify here in court today, of course.
Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up. You could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you.
So she's maintaining that you got into an argument with the professor at the end of which you shot him. Which is an out-of-out, totally unfounded lie. Still, her statement is very compelling. We've heard all this. In stark contrast to you. Blah, 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 flapping red ribbons. Well, anyway, this is our only chance to expose her testimony. Blah, blah, blah. If we can't do that, then we lose. Come on, play the game. I feel half dead. You got presser statements, Ryunosuke, Kuwabara, Kamahame. Do you want me to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because you know what the button is.
Yes.
After 2 p.m., in fact. That's really quite a late lunch, isn't it?
Yeah, objection! You don't keep up with the latest fashions in Britain, do you? Late luncheons are en vogue. Isn't that right?
I'm sorry, I don't speak French.
No. No. Ah!
A decisive English no has quite a sting to it. What is no in Japanese? Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard it before.
I'm sure we have. We're just not thinking of it. Just continue.
I'm trying to think, but whatever. The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Yes, which we can prove from the medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier. Did I miss any new evidence?
No. Other than, you know, she's here.
Man, look at that sugar baby. That age gap. Okay.
I think you're gonna have to do the fact that she was closer to the victim, and so was able to get the scorch marks on the... Whereas he was picking it off the ground.
Maybe. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatments, which is why it was so late. Yes, that all makes perfect sense.
Such wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is.
So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next?
Yes.
Yes. He was unable to eat, you say. And that was because he'd just had a tooth removed at Hada Clinic, correct? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering. Was Miss Brett aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left.
Dear me, what a harrowing experience. To have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight.
So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all. That's right. Other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes. The professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water.
We didn't find water there.
So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. I don't know what this means.
There's only one glass.
I don't know what this means. At the moment, though. It has a profound bearing on this case.
Well, well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this profound bearing, hmm?
The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony.
Well, some sidestepped, counsel.
Very well. Miss Brett, kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony. Gladly, she said. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm gonna remember that one. Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke. Okay.
Can you look at your,
Yeah, you want to look at the pictures, or?
Yeah. 'Cause there's
So-
one glass. Go back there. Yeah, there's only one glass.
Only one glass. I'm gonna press for this, just in case. So both you and the professor drank this carbonated water, did you? Yes. Being the waiter, I poured the 2 glasses myself. I clearly remember doing so. Except you're actually a detective. And the beefsteak. That was for you, Miss Brett? The lady says that she heard it was not customary to eat beef here in Japan until Japan opened its doors to the world. Yes, that's true. What a frightful place, is the lady's opinion. I've heard it's not customary to eat sashimi in Great Britain. Now that's frightful. Every country has its own cuisine. As long as people have food to eat, what does it matter what it is? Guys, you don't understand. Great Britain doesn't have any good food. Like, this isn't even joking anymore. Like, they scoured the world for spices and
never
used none of them. True, come to think of it, the first time I tried carbonated water, it was much more of a shock than the first time I tried beef. But anyway, back to this witness's statement. I love this face, because he just looks, like, disgusted at something off-screen. Just like, what the fuck is that? God.
And that's the
Something-
view of the judge, so the judge is like just sitting there jacking it. Beautiful lady.